You thought you could destroy my marriage and get away with it. Tonight you will face the consequences. Princess never imagined her love for luxury could lead her here. What went wrong? Stay to the end of the story. Princess grew up in Oko Village, where everyone struggled to make ends meet. Life was hard, but Princess had a dream to escape poverty and live like the women she saw in magazines, dressed in glittering gowns and holding designer bags. She was known for her flawless beauty and charm, but behind her captivating smile laid a secret. Princess had a peculiar preference. She only dated married men because they lavished her with expensive gifts, took her to fancy restaurants, and made her feel like a queen. One evening, she sat in her rented apartment, admiring the new gold necklace Chief Obiora had bought her. "Princess, how did you do it?" her best friend Amaka asked, staring at the glittering jewelry. "Married men, my dear," Princess replied with a wink. "They know how to spend without asking silly questions." Amaka frowned. "But Princess, are you not worried about Kama? These men have wives and children." Princess laughed. "Kama can wait. For now, I am living my best life." Princess' life was transformed. She had no steady job, but always had money. Chief Obiora gave her the kind of life she had only dreamed about. "I want a car," Princess had said casually one evening over dinner. Within a week, a sleek black car sat in her driveway. Princess spent her money lavishly. She wore the latest fashion, hosted extravagant parties, and even sent money back to Oko Village to build her mother a new house. "Princess, you are like a queen," her best friend Amaka exclaimed during one of their shopping sprees. Princess smiled. "That is what happens when you choose wisely. Only married men knows how to take care of a woman." Her spending didn't stop there. She began investing in properties, buying plots of land, and building a massive house on the outskirts of the city. "I would never go back to being poor," Princess told herself, standing on the balcony of her nearly completed mansion. But as her wealth grew, so the dangers that came with it. At a high-profile party hosted by Chief Obiora, Princess met Desmond, a charming businessman. He was different from her other benefactors, possessive and deeply infatuated with her. "You must be Princess," Desmond said with a confident smile. "And you are," she replied. "Someone who can give you the world. You deserve more than Chief Obiora can give you," he said, handing her his business card. Desmond wasn't like the others. He was possessive, and his promises of wealth came with control. Within weeks, he had rented Princess a luxurious new apartment and filled her wardrobe with designer outfits. "Desmond spoils me, no doubt," Princess bragged to Amaka. "He says he will leave his wife for me." Amaka frowned. "Princess, this is dangerous. His wife Adaora isn't someone to cross." Princess waved her off. "I am not scared of her, but Adaora wasn't one to be ignored truly." One evening, Princess returned home to find a note pinned to her door. "Stay away from Desmond or you will regret it." Her heart raced as she read the words. She showed the note to Desmond the next day. "Your wife is threatening me," Princess said. Desmond chuckled. "Don't worry, my dear, I will handle her. Don't worry at all about Adaora. She's all back, no bite." But the threats didn't stop. Strange things began happening. Princess noticed the same black car parked outside her apartment at odd hours, and her phone started receiving anonymous calls. "Amaka, I think I am being watched," Princess confided in her friend. "Princess, this is getting serious. You need to end this with Desmond," Amaka urged. But Princess couldn't resist the life Desmond offered. While Desmond grew increasingly controlling, Princess met Chijioke, a kind, humble man who worked as a banker. They met by chance at a cafe. "Are you always this distracted, or is it just today?" Chijioke joked when Princess accidentally spilled her coffee near him. They laughed and struck up a conversation. Chijioke wasn't rich, but his honesty and warmth drew Princess in. "You are different," Princess said during one of their conversations. "Different? How?" Chijioke asked, smiling. "You see me for who I am, not for what I look like," she replied. Princess started spending more time with Chijioke. For the first time, she felt genuine happiness, but her relationship with Desmond complicated things. Princess knew something was wrong when Desmond showed up at her apartment unannounced late one night. His eyes were bloodshot, and his movements were erratic. "You think I am stupid, right? Don't you?" Desmond shouted, slamming the door behind him. Princess froze. "Desmond, what are you talking about?" "You have been sneaking around with that low-life banker," he accused. his voice rising with every word. "There is nothing going on between us. He's just my friend," Princess said, backing away. Desmond grabbed her arm roughly. "Don't lie to me. After everything I have done for you, this is how you will repay me?" "Desmond, let me go. You are hurting me. Let me go," Princess cried, struggling to free herself. But Desmond's grip tightened. "You think you can make a fool out of me? I owe you, Princess." He slapped her across the face, sending her stumbling to the ground. Princess' cheeks were filled with tears. "You are mine. I repeat, you are mine," Desmond growled, standing over her. "If I can't have you, no one can." He stormed out, leaving Princess sobbing on the floor. Amaka rushed over the next morning after hearing what happened. "Princess, you have to leave him. This man will destroy you," Amaka said, holding her friend's face. "I'm scared, Amaka. What if he finds me? What if he does something worse?" Princess said. Her voice was trembling. "You need to report him to the police as soon as possible," Amaka urged. But before Princess could gather the courage to act, things took a darker turn. Desmond's grip on Princess only grew tighter after that fateful night. He started showing up at her apartment unannounced, monitoring her every moves and interrogating her about her whereabouts. One evening, Princess sat in her living room, nervously scrolling through her phone. She had been avoiding Desmond, but the pounding on her door told her he wasn't going to let her off easily. "Princess, open this door now!" Desmond's voice thundered from the hallway. Her hand shook as she hesitated. When she finally opened the door, he barged in, his eyes blazing with fury. "Where were you today? I called you over 20 times, he demanded, slamming her phone onto the table. I was meeting a friend," Princess stammered. "Don't lie to me," Desmond screamed. He grabbed her arm and shoved her against the wall. "I told you, you belong to me. You don't get to walk away from this." "I am not your property, Desmond," Princess cried, tears streaming down her face. But Desmond slapped her again. This time, it was harder. "You will do as I say, or I will make you regret it," he said. A week later, while driving home after meeting Chijioke, Princess noticed a black car following her. Her heart pounded as she quickened her pace, but it was too late. The car screeched to a spot, and two marksmen grabbed her. "Let me go!" Princess screamed, but they shoved her into the back seat, leaving her own car right at the middle of the road. The car sped off and stopped at an abandoned warehouse. Princess' heart sank when she saw Adaora standing there. Her arms were crossed with a cold smile. "So you thought you could play with my husband and get away with it?" Adaora said, her voice dripping with venom. I didn't mean to," Princess stammered. "But I am sorry." Adaora cut her off immediately. "Save your excuses. You are going to pay for every tears I have cried because of you," Adaora said, and hissed. The men grabbed Princess and tied her to a chair. Adaora leaned in close, her eyes filled with hatred, while Princess' eyes were filled with regret. But it was too late before she knew better. "I warned you, didn't I? But you wouldn't listen," Adaora said. Adaora instructed her men to beat her up for ever sharing a man with her. She was beaten like she was going to die. Her face turned red with bruises all over it, and at a point she lost her strength. Princess thought she had died when she heard the sound of a gunshot. She screamed very weak. Then the door burst open and Chijioke ran in with the police. "Leave her alone, you fools!" Chijioke shouted. The look on his face showed pity. Adaora and her men were arrested, and Chijioke carried Princess out of the warehouse. In the hospital, Princess reflected on her choices. She had nearly lost her life while chasing luxury. "You saved me," Princess said, holding Chijioke's hand. "You are worth saving, my dear," he replied. Finally free from Desmond's grip, Princess moved back to her family in Oko Village to heal properly. She spent weeks in silence, reflecting on her choices and the life she had built. With Chijioke's support and some of the money she had saved, Princess rebuilt her life. She opened a small jewelry business. It wasn't easy at first, but she found peace in simplicity and love. True happiness isn't found in material wealth, but in genuine love, integrity, and living a life of purpose. Please kindly like, share with family and friends, and do not forget to subscribe. Thank you.